Happy Victory Monday, Broncos country. If you guys are enjoying the winning streak, then go ahead and subscribe right now. Help us reach our next milestone, 26,000 subscribers, to keep the good times rolling. Welcome on into the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. I am your host, Matthew Peterson, and on today's episode, I want to talk about an individual that might not be getting enough praise and, honestly, attention for how dramatic of a turnaround we have seen. Yes, Bo Nix was great yesterday. I think the best game of his young career. He's getting better and better by the week. That is awesome to see, and there is a lot of time to talk about your young rookie quarterback. But can I take your next 10 to 15 minutes for a Vance Joseph deep dive? Because what he has done with this Broncos defense with way less than he had last year is truly remarkable. And we need to at least give him some credit for what's been a massive turnaround from giving up 70 points last year to the Dolphins to coaching up a defense that is top 5 in the NFL right now. Don't believe me? Second in points, third in yards, maybe most impressively, red zone defense. Like usually in the red zone, that's where your offense and defensive stars shine the brightest, right? Your running back finishes off close runs for a touchdown. Your receivers make impressive, snags in the back of the end zone with the defender in their face. But Denver's defense, allowing red zone conversions at 33%, third in the NFL. And if you compare the Broncos defense through the first 5 weeks of this year compared to the first 5 weeks of last year, the 180 from Vance Joseph's unit is truly unbelievable. I think that is the best way to describe what we have seen from Vance Joseph from 2023 to 2024. Yeah, that defense picked things up in the second half of last year, but it was largely fueled by the takeaways. And takeaways are not something that you can consistently bank on. This year, don't get me wrong, there have been plenty of takeaways, but it's not like the defense has had a feast or famine kind of approach. If they don't get the takeaways, they can't produce at all. I mean, let's go back to, say, 2021. Vic Fangio's best defense in Denver, and this Broncos defense through the first 5 weeks of the season might be even better than Fangio's 2021 defense. I mean, three fewer points allowed, overall fewer yards allowed, 2 more takeaways. How about the 2015 Super Bowl winning defense? Ready for this? Fewer points allowed, fewer yards allowed. Now, that defense would go on to have a tremendous season because of their consistency from start to finish, and we have to see that for the 2024 defense. But color me surprised, I did not expect to see Denver's defense this year through the first 5 weeks give up fewer points than the Super Bowl winning defense in the first 5 weeks of 2015. How are they doing it? Well, it doesn't really make a ton of sense when you look at what Vance Joseph is working with here. I mean, if you look at the entire roster and combine all the Pro Bowls of everyone on defense, it's a grand total of 2. All from Patrick Surtain. Combine all the Pro Bowls, all pros, 3 total, all from just one player. It's not like they gave him a huge budget to work with either. $67 million in total spending this year on defense, which is bottom 10 in the NFL. There's only 3 players making more than $10 million this season. He's got nearly half of his starters with fewer than 17 career starts. And there's only 1 first-round pick on this entire defense. And yeah, you guessed it, it is PS2. So the ingredients that Vance Joseph is working with right now and the product he is putting out there is remarkable. I mean, this is something that the rest of the NFL may not be picking up on because the Broncos haven't played a ton of primetime games. They played Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell at 2:05. I mean, that's not a primetime slot. But Broncos country has surely noticed that Vance Joseph has done an incredible, remarkable, unbelievable job, and he needs to be given a lot of credit and praise for it. Now, next up on the show, I want to talk about how he is doing this. I've done my best to try and figure out what buttons he is pressing and what are the biggest contributing factors to what's been an incredible start from this defense. But first, I do want to tell everyone watching about our great friends over at Game Time. You see, Game Time has this awesome feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. One thing I really enjoy about Game Time is they have this all-in pricing option. When you toggle it, it shows you the total cost with all the fees and whatnot. That way there's no surprises when you get to checkout. So download the Game Time app today and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CHAT Sports for $20 off. I put all that information, because I love you guys, in the comments and description of today's video. So download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. These are the three main components to the recipe for success for Vance Joseph in 2024. The first one being blitz, blitz, and then blitz some more. I mean, the Broncos defense has been head hunting quarterbacks. They are number one in the NFL in blitz rate, a little over 41%. I mean, they are creeping up on half of the time the quarterback drops back to pass. He's got 5 or more defenders barreling towards him. Now, anyone can dial up a bunch of blitzes, right? Blitzes have pros and cons. The con of a blitz is you are sending more guys than you have to cover all the receivers. So an experienced and a good quarterback will recognize, okay, if you want to blitz me, you want to give me one-on-ones, I'm going to pick you apart. Now, here's the thing. Vance Joseph has looked at the quarterbacks he has played through the first 5 weeks and realized these are not quarterbacks that can really pick you apart too much. I mean, Aaron Rodgers for sure can, no doubt about that. But Justin Fields has never been a quarterback who's known for incredible accuracy under pressure. Baker Mayfield definitely gets frazzled when the pressure's on. Geno has never been a quarterback that, with guys barreling down towards him, he plays his best football. And Gardner Minshew looked like he peed in the corner and was putting a timeout on Sunday. But yeah, blitz, blitz, blitz again. But here's the beauty of it. It needs to be complemented with this next recipe to success, and that is sticky coverage. Like I said, you can blitz all you want, but if a quarterback sees the blitz, they're just going to get it out to a one-on-one, dump it off to a running back who's unguarded, and off they go. But here's the thing. The Broncos' coverage this year has allowed for this team to blitz so much because they are one of the best in coverage this year. They are tied for third in the NFL when it comes to average separation between the DBs, the defenders on defense, and the opposing players. Just 3.2 yards when targeted. So the quarterback doesn't have time to get the ball out quickly. And if he does try to get the ball out quickly, no one's very open. So you're either going to take a sack or you get another incomplete. And all of a sudden, you are falling behind schedule, and you go from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 10, 2nd and 10 to 3rd and 10. And 3rd and long is the death of the NFL offense right now. Teams are not converting 3rd and long nearly at a successful rate to sustain what the Broncos are throwing at them. Blitzes and great coverage on the back end, so a quarterback can't even battle the blitz by getting the ball out to an open receiver or a guy on a one-on-one matchup. And a lot of credit for this has to be given to, of course, PS2 and Riley Moss. Your top 2 corners right now are playing lights-out football. I mean, of course, we know what Patrick Surtain is capable of. He is the number 1 cornerback in the NFL, no doubt about it. And he reminded everyone on Sunday that he is with a 100-yard pick six. But how about Riley Moss, guy who hardly saw the field last year at all, tossed into a starting role this year, and he has played some of the best football we've seen from any corner through the first quarter of the NFL season. So you've got edge rushers and interior linemen and linebackers coming after the quarterback, and you've got your corners staying in coverage, not giving up big explosive plays, so this defensive coordinator can dial up all these blitzes without having any level of fear that he's going to get burned or have to pay the consequence for going one-on-one in coverage because he's got sticky coverage, top 5 in the NFL. Third recipe to success this year, the run stuffing. We just went over how how the offense can't really move the ball on the Broncos via the air. So naturally, okay, if you want to blitz, we're going to run the football, right? Send your linebackers towards us, and we're going to go around you. And now you've got a couple of DBs that need to stop a 215-pound running back. However, this is where it even gets even more exciting. The Broncos are second in the NFL in run stuff percentage, only behind the Titans, who are basically led by a one-man army of Tavondre Sweat, the rookie out of Texas, who's been a freak this year, and then Jeffrey Simmons when healthy as well. But let's give a lot of credit to not just this coaching staff, but the actual personnel out there making the plays. DJ Jones is looking a lot better than last year. John Franklin Myers is being a valuable contributor in the run game. Zach Allen continues to be one of the most underappreciated players in the NFL on defense. Jonathan Cooper, Baron Browning, with an injury, no problem. Nick Bonito can fill in just nicely. Jonah Ellis for a larger role, not a problem for the rookie. This personnel is making so many great plays, stuffing so many runs, so that opposing offenses, they are met with an absolute nightmare. You got to face the number one blitzing defense. You can't get the ball out quickly because no one's open because they've got great sticky coverage. And when you want to try and run the football, good luck. You're facing the number 2 run-stuffing unit in the NFL. Vance Joseph has done a remarkable job. The players are playing great. Never forget that. Give credit to where credit is due. Those are the guys on the field making the plays right now. But VJ is pressing all the right buttons. He can trust his DBs to blitz 42% of the time, and he's got a great run-stopping unit that allows him to come after the quarterback and bait them into running the football. Vance Joseph, the turnaround from 2023 to 2024 has to be studied. This has to be the next NFL series documentary. It is truly head-scratching in the most positive way. So before we let you guys get on out of here with the rest of your Victory Monday, just a little tough question. Who do you think the best player is on the Broncos defense after Pat Surtain? There are so many plausible answers that make sense. Jonathan Cooper is the name that just comes to my mind first. I would have said Alex Singleton before his injury, but we'll keep it to guys that are playing right now. But if healthy, I'd say Singleton. But after PS2, I want to go with Cooper. The guy has been one of the most consistent pass rushers on this team for the last 3 years, and I hope to see him for the next 3 years on this squad. By the way, before we really get on out of here, we had a great watch party on Sunday, so I really appreciate everyone that hung out with us. Big shout out to the Blue and Orange Club, Slap Yourself, I Don't Give a Buck, and John E. for being such loyal supporters of the channel. If you would like to get shout outs for the rest of the season, if you're able to super chat $100, we'll toss your name on screen all 2024 season long.